Welcome to the Age of Exploration with Mrs. Manson. You'll be watching this presentation and encouraged to pause it so you can take thorough notes, and you will have a quiz at the conclusion of this video. The Age of Exploration, let's get started. Now we're talking about European expansion, and again we want to remind you that, I want to remind you, again, we don't want to have this ethnocentric idea. There are other things going on in the world, and a lot of the ideas and the technology that the Europeans had, they stole from other civilizations like China and the Arab world, so just keep that in mind. And you see, though, because that the Europeans are going to expand, that it really leads to worldwide trade, and again, not necessarily because of their qualities or anything like that. So let's talk about specifically what these Europeans are doing. They are going on these very dangerous voyages. Why are they doing that? First off, they're attracted to Asia. They don't want to stay where they are. They really want to go to Asia and get the stuff that they have over there. We've heard before of Marco Polo visiting Genghis Khan, and he wrote a book about his travels called The Travels, and a lot of Europeans are really interested in this. And Marco Polo went mainly by land. Now they're trying to gain access by sea. The big thing that they want is they want spices. If you're eating a spoiled piece of meat, which most people ate, it's going to make it a little bit easier to go down and to digest if you have maybe some oregano, any type of spice to help it taste a little bit better. And you see that in Asia, they are selling these spices and making a profit. The Europeans want to get involved. Also, too, secondly, they're looking for precious metals. So these precious metals are mainly gold and silver, and that's going to be the chief thing that they want. Other societies will want jade. You're going to see, for example, the Europeans, for whatever reason, value gold and silver. Also, too, you have religious zeal. You're going to see that the Spanish in particular are willing to do anything and everything to convert people to their religion, even kill. The Spanish motto is God, Gold, and Glory. Let's explore what these things actually mean. They had this belief that they could spread Christianity to the natives. You will oftentimes, they will have conquerors, conquistadors, will have priests with them so they can try to give this information and spread the word to natives. And then again, if natives don't take it or if they don't understand, then that gives the Spanish justification to kill them. Their thinking is that God will reward them for any converts, for trying to spread the word, and it's going to increase the power of the church. Oh, look at this beautiful city of gold. This is from the movie Aladdin. All right, this wonderful city of gold. We can almost imagine Abu from the movie Aladdin getting so excited to see all this gold. That's really what the Spanish were like. They were like, again, foaming at the mouth because they really wanted gold so much. There were rumors of gold, again, amounts beyond their wildest dreams. Okay, going specifically back to our gold picture with Abu here, you're going to see that amounts beyond their wildest dreams. Like many of these poor, dirty sailors were thinking, man, I could find this city of gold. Like Coronado thought, I could really change my life, almost like a genie was helping me. So that's going to really motivate a lot of people, a lot of sailors to risk drowning, starvation, disease, and murder. They thought that glory was found in adventure and specifically in claiming new land. And again, it would make them rich, make people know them. And again, if you think some of these explorers, 600 years later or so, we do know who they are. Now, some of the early myths that these sailors and explorers are dealing with is that most people did not know, for example, what a humpback whale was. They had never seen it before. So when they see big animals in the water, they're going to say those are sea serpents, and they become very terrified. Oftentimes you had ships that would see like a whale, and they would just be terrified, and they would turn right back around. There were also thoughts and myths that the oceans near the equator boiled, and that also sailors' blood would boil as they get closer to the equator. And then people thought that your skin would turn black if you went near the equator in the sun because of the sun's heat. And early on, people thought the earth was flat. By the time we get to Columbus, though, that myth is pretty much overturned. Just to kind of give you an example, a recent episode of The Big Bang Theory, one of my favorite shows, had Leonard actually, he was on an expedition, and he was actually, supposedly, not really, but he was taken away by a sea serpent. So here's a picture of Leonard. You might need to know that for later. Some of the new technologies that Europeans are blessed with. Again, they've taken a lot of these ideas from other people. People was a new ship invented by the Portuguese. It had, as you guys can see here, triangle sails that went against the wind. You could hold a larger cargo. Cartography is really map making. So you had people that were at this time making pretty accurate maps. Again, what are they missing? They're missing the Americas, but they're at least placing all of the Earth's, all the land mass kind of together. And once they find new things, like for example, when Da Gama goes and sails around the coast of the southern coast of Africa and makes it to India, then they're going to change maps. Astrolabe, you will see that latitude is able to be plotted because of the sun, based on the location of the sun and the stars. And we need to thank the Chinese for the magnetic compass. Again, all technologies that will help these European explorers go out further and claim new lands. The Portuguese, they are going to take the lead in European exploration. If you don't know where Portugal is, it's on the western side of Spain. Here's a picture of it. Probably the head honcho really is Henry the Navigator. He is going to explore the western and southern coasts of Africa, and also like the southern coast known as the Gold Coast, because there's a lot of gold there. And you will see that Henry's going to push other people, and he's a prince. He's going to push other people in his country to go out and explore and to claim land in the name of Portugal. Vasco da Gama, he rounded the Cape of Good Hope, and he will sail directly to the coast of India. He's going to load up all the ships with spices, come back, and literally make a fortune. So his profit was like at least over 2,000 percentage points. So he's going to make a ton of money and want to go back. And in fact, this is where the Portuguese will start to really boss around a lot of Indians that they come into contact with in India and kind of claim land, and that's kind of where it starts. You will see that these ships are heavily armed, and when they come, they're going to be very successful on land and on water. To talk a little bit about the Spanish explorers, we just talked about the Portuguese. You will see that the Spanish explorers will definitely get that idea that the world was round. Before Columbus sails, people will believe that the world was round. They didn't really understand necessarily the circumference of the earth or the size of the Asian continents, or really that there was another continent or other continents between Europe and Asia. Christopher Columbus, you're going to read about this guy tonight if you haven't already. He is searching for a route to Asia. He goes to Portugal. They say no. He goes to Ferdinand and Isabella in Spain. And in 1492, he reaches the Americas. And we will talk more in class tomorrow about how he treated the people that he came into contact with. All right, our friend Magellan here. He will be the first one to really go around the globe. Now, understand, he dies in the Philippines. He's killed by natives. Of the 4 ships that left Spain and returning, there were only one. It was only one ship and 18 people. So a lot of people died. This is a 3-year voyage. They also named the Pacific Ocean because they thought it was peaceful, especially after they get through the Straits of Magellan. They call it the Pacific Ocean. That name kind of stuck. And even though Magellan didn't complete it, they would say he was the first to circle the globe. Now let's look here. Just a cartoon you can read here. All right, moving right along. Here is a picture, and you can see, as I pointed out here in blue, where Da Gama went, and then you can kind of see where Magellan, he got caught up here in this very turbulent Straits of Magellan. All the people, all of his the sailors were seasick. He was sick, and once he made it out, he found this peaceful water called the Pacific Ocean. He dies here in the Philippines, and the Philippines, most of you guys know, was controlled by the United States. We unjustly took over that country from about 1902 to 1948. Now let's talk about the French and the Dutch explorers. The French and English really are looking for a Northwest Passage. To define that for you, they are thinking that there is a natural water passage that cuts across present-day United States. Why? They wanted to go to Asia. They weren't really interested in what they saw in the Americas. Here's a picture. Just if you don't know where France is, here's France. And again, if you are French, you are loud and proud of it. Also, too, you had Cartier, Champlain, De La Salle, who explored the St. Lawrence River, the Great Lakes, and the Mississippi River for France. If you are a Native American and you're like, oh, here's this white guy, what country do you hope he is from? Well, I'm going to tell you, you're going to hope that he is from France. Why are you going to hope he's from France? Because it's not like any of these whites were necessarily nice to natives, but if we were pushed to say who was the nicest, it would probably be the Frenchman. One, because he's not necessarily looking to settle. He wants to trade. He wants to trade fairly with the natives that he encounters. And also, too, you had more Frenchmen that would legitimately fall in love with native women and say, I'm going to give up my life and I'm going to stay and live here with you. So again, they were more fair. So you were hoping for a Frenchman if you saw a white person. Also, too, Nederland is what it's called, Belgium, Holland. This is the area that we're talking about for the Dutch. Henry Hudson will explore parts of North America and what is now New York. And again, what body of water is named after Henry Hudson? Oh my gosh, look at all these people coming into the Americas, and you can really see that so many countries are really kind of invading. And once Native Americans are friendly early on, it's going to be hard for them to stop this influx of settlers. So again, we don't want to forget about all the Native people that are already living here. Another important thing for you to know is that after Columbus's voyages, you will see an appeal to Pope Alexander. Portugal had been, again, the major exploring power in Spain, saying, wait a minute, we need to get some land too. And so they will appeal to the Pope, and the Pope will say, let's just draw a line of demarcation, which is really just a line. And they are going to say, hey, everything over here is Portugal's. Everything over here is Spain. Treaty of Tordesillas is signed, and do you think other European nations listen to that? Well, remember, no, not really. There we go. That's Spain, that's Portugal. And again, what this did is it divided the newly discovered lands outside Europe between Spain and Portugal. Moving right along to our last topic. Again, John Cabot will explore the New England coast, and he kind of lays the groundwork for the English claim of Canada. But the English in general, when they come across natives, they will continue to push them westward. The United States will adopt this pattern as the United States becomes a new nation. We will push Native Americans as far westward as we can, and when there's no land, we will put them in reservations. Now, Amerigo Vespucci, he actually traveled to Brazil and wrote a lot about this new land that he called, this new land. He said, this is a great place. Someone else, in referring to what he was writing about, said, oh, this new place is called America. So they're going to be called the Americas. And again, we got North and South America. That is all for now. What you're going to do now is you will go to YouTube and you will type in who really discovered America. When you type that into YouTube, the second thing you would that would pop up would be 11-minute video that you will watch. And just to visually show you that, look at what I typed into the search bar, and this right here, who really discovered America. It's History Channel. It's 11 minutes. And this is going to help you really kind of understand a little bit about your reading tonight. Don't forget you have a reading assignment due tomorrow, chapter 3.1, and also when you are finished with this video, which you are finished, and also who really discovered America, you will go to Socrative. And I suggest you download this on your phone, and you will go to student login, and our room number is going to be Manson. You're going to type that in, and then you're going to take a quiz. Thanks for watching.